What's up, everybody? Brocam here, and I picked this up, used of course, the state of this box, but used shortwave radio, AM, FM, longwave, shortwave, with single sideband, the Eton Elite Executive. So I picked this up used from one of those auction sites where it's basically, this is some kind of return. So downside of those sites is you never know what you're going to get. It could be, not 100% functioning. Pieces could be missing. The upside is that I got this really, really, really cheap. So currently on Amazon, this is going for $120.98. And if we look back at the price history, this is camel. At one point, its maximum was $294, which is insane. And then at the lowest point, about 4 years ago, was $76. So let's see. Let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at the radio. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun there a bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box and see what the features say it comes with. So AM, FM, and long wave, low wave, long wave, I think. Bands, receive shortwave bands, FM with RDS. I had to look this up and I've already forgotten what it means. There's a digital tuner, world time settings. It will receive aircraft band. It will receive single sideband. It has a headphone jack. It has audio line input, automatic tuning storage, and a pretty cool alarm clock system. And I don't know what sync detector means. Maybe it's just make sure you're actually on frequency or something. I don't know. But let's go ahead and open this box. So, comes with a manual. It's pretty okay. So about this much of it is English. That is 22 pages. Kind of weird how the manual's laid out. It gives you a bunch of I guess is kind of the quick settings, but it doesn't explain a whole lot. If you want to get to the meat and potatoes, you got to come back here. Really read what all of these things do. The manual does not hold your hand at all. It kind of expects you to have some radio knowledge for some of the acronyms and stuff. So, alright, also included in the box is a wall power supply. Now I say power supply because this does not have an internal battery as far as I know. This will run off of a wall, and it will run off of AA's. This will take 4 AA's. I know because I've already opened this once to put the AA's in there. So let's pull the radio itself out. Before I move on, let's go ahead and... Power supply is puts out 6 volts at half an amp. So let's take a look at the Eton Elite Series radio. It comes with this nice leather case. It is secured with magnets. You can hear that. Also on the back, secured with magnets. You can use that as a kickstand, or if you want to take this off, you can. You just simply raise this up. You can pull the cover off this way, and underneath this backside there is a built-in kickstand. You can see back here, this is also the battery compartment. It will run off alkalines. You can also use nickel metal hydride and charge it with the included power supply. There is an antenna port. You have some different filters here. You got one for DX and one for local. You have a headphone jack. On this side you have a tuning knob with a click button. You have your volume rocker, and you have a line in and out. So let's go ahead, take a look at this. Zooming in here to the radio, we can see that we've got a pretty big speaker. Power button, lock button, a lot of function buttons. Line in, copy, paste, erase, light, number pad, band selection, different mode selection, and scanning, as well as page and time. Currently, let me see if I can move this light to get the glare off the screen, to where it still lights everything pretty well. Currently, it's locked so that the light turns on, but nothing is happening. If I go ahead and hold this for a couple seconds, that will turn off. And now we can turn the radio on. Before we do that, when you're in this mode here, you can set, for when I got the time set, 12 or 24-hour clock. It will do your weekdays. Currently it is Saturday, so for me I set that as day 6. You can turn alarms. There's up to 4 alarms, which you can set to come on for specific weekdays and specific times. So there's 4 alarms. There's multiple bands of operation. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Turn it on. So this is FM broadcast here. I don't want to play too much of it because I don't want to get the video striked. So if you let this sit here for a second, I have the sync and data turned on, which is a combination of these 2 buttons. So you can see here, now we're getting some data from the station, Rooster by, oh, and it cut out there, the song might be over. We'll see. Sometimes it takes a couple cycles for this FM data to get brought down. But looking here, we can see that we have our frequency, we have our mode, which is, or this is actually technically our band, I think. Band/mode is FM. We have a signal strength meter over here on the right. Our clock moves up to here. And then we have this here, it says fast. Now this is tuning. So if you look here on fast mode, this is kind of how you would expect an FM broadcast to tune, is by the 0.1 megahertz. If you click it again, you go to slow, and you can go down to 0.01 megahertz tuning. Click it again, you go to stop. That disables the spin wheel. It does not disable these auto buttons. You can go up and down with that if you just push them once. If you hold these, here, if you click this, you'll go back to fast again. You can turn this. But if you hold these auto buttons, it will start scanning. I think what it's actually doing is, yeah, this is actually scanning and auto putting into memory, which I didn't want to do, but that's okay. So you can see you've got up to 99 pages of memory with 7 stations on each. Basically, if you want to put something into memory, we can direct tune to a station. Let's go back to the one we were at. It was 96.5. We hit FM, and it takes us to 96.5 FM. So that's still playing. So if we hit, so now that we're in this page mode, where it says page 99, we can hold this for a second, and now that begins flashing. So that lets us know that that is now stored into memory. So if we click on 2, it'll go to 90.9. We click on 1, it takes us back to 96.5. And you can do this mix and match bands if you'd like. Let's go ahead and get out of memory mode. If we click the FM button again, it'll put us into, if you look down here, it says FM/air. Click that, we'll go into air band. I'm inside, I don't have an external antenna hooked up to this, so I am hearing somebody, but they're really faint. So, yep, airband. And you can do all the same functionality. You can scan. You can set your bandwidth if you'd like. So, I usually leave it on 3K. Sometimes if I'm having trouble hearing somebody, I'll go down 2.5. I don't usually go down to 2K to try to cut out the noise. If we go ahead and hit this 0 button, you see beneath that it has long wave and medium wave. That takes us to our, that will flip-flop us between long wave and medium wave. Medium wave being like local station to us is 700 WLW.
Has been there, played in the big leagues.
Click it again, you'll go to long wave, which I don't know if I can get any long wave stations here. Well, there's something. Some kind of noise. But one thing I thought was kind of confusing about this radio is, well then lastly, let's wrap up the meter section first. And then you have your meter band. And if you click this, it will cycle through the different bands of operation that it will do. There's quite a few of them. So it will do some single sideband as well. If you hit sync, I believe it will try to automatically detect it. If you're not in sync mode, it's just straight AM. You get the full thing. Same thing, you can set the bandwidth here. But if we hit sync, it's going to look for a band and it's just going to guess because there's no station there. But if we hit this, we can manually toggle between upper sideband, lower sideband. Click it again, get out of it, go straight back to AM mode. This radio's not super intuitive to use. It took me a minute to figure out how to tune where I wanted. So this number pad, these FM and AM buttons are a little misleading. I kept hitting this thinking I was going to the AM band, which for us would be medium wave for the US. And you can see it's just cycling through the bands. What these are for is if you want to key in a frequency directly and then hit AM, or key in a frequency directly and then hit FM, it will take you to those specific bands. So what is the one near here? I already showed you 700, so let's do, is it 1550 AM? It's not. It's 1530. Also, so 700 AM.
By Mercedes-Benz.
We can go to WEBN. 1027 WEBN. So this is pretty cool little radio. I don't know that I would pay the 120 retail for it. Like I said, I got this for a really good deal because this was used. It looks brand new. I don't see any flaws on the radio. It seems to be working perfectly fine. I'm going to have to put it through its paces, and then I think I'll come back for a full actual review of this. So anyways, that is all the time I have for today. This has just been a quick little look at this radio that I picked up for pretty cheap. And we'll see how well I actually like it once I get it out and use it. This has been the Brokamp saying 73.